Welcome to the In My Opinion Show with Ronald Bay Robinson and friends. With us we have Mr. Henry Hatter.
Hi, Ron.
And we have Mr. Jackie Williams.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Henry.
Welcome all to the In My Opinion Show, and welcome our millions of viewers worldwide to the In My Opinion Show. Let's talk about Mississippi and North Carolina governors signed into law that religious organizations could refuse to serve gays, lesbians, bisexual, and transgender because of religious reasons. I think this is outrageous. This is discrimination. All right, this is some foolishness that's going to come back to haunt this nation. Those GLBT people have a constitutional right. Mr. Hatter, what's your thoughts?
Well, I agree, Ron, that they have certain rights, and religious organizations don't carry that much weight. And not that they don't carry, they carry weight for religious matters. But outside of political, public policy matters, I don't think they carry that much weight. But I do think that if they so feel like they don't want someone in their organization, I think they should have a right to reflect that in how they live their lives.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
How they want to believe in their religious matters. But but when you talk about things like gay rights, that's difficult for people to talk about. It's difficult for people to believe in, because in the Bible, it speaks against those kind of freedoms for people. And I'm sorry, the Bible is the basis of whatever it is that we believe in the world. Whether, I don't care where you live, what gender you are, what religious faith you are, or what political persuasion you are. We have these strong beliefs in things that are close to us. And beliefs, of course, are very close to us. Beliefs don't have to be facts, but it's something else that drives our ability to accept the world that we see and live in. Without them, we couldn't do it. And so I have no problem with them isolating people for that reason. People don't have to go, and they won't get the people's money either when they ask for an offering. So people are like, and it depends. We still don't know how many people of gay rights there are out there. It may supersede those who are standard. And if so, the system would take care of itself.
These people that create these unconstitutional laws, they tried that with the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts.
But is it a constitutional right?
Yes, it is.
How?
Read the Constitution.
No, go.
All right. I don't have it verbatim in front of me, but it's choice. All right. You're guaranteed under the Constitution.
Yes.
All right.
What?
And also, let me just throw this in too. Okay. For those, this is an educational little piece right here that I'm throwing out to our billions of viewers worldwide. All right. So many people, you talk about the Bible. You talk about the Bible. All right. Mm-hmm. But what Bible do you pick up when you go into church? All right. You're picking up the King James Version. All right. For you people out out around the world, King James was gay. All right. Check his history. He was gay. All right. And you know, it's the first thing people run to is the Bible and swear up and down on the Bible. Check it out for yourself. This is not Ronald Bay Robinson, something that I'm making up. I'm making believe, all right? Go on the internet, check his history. Go to your public library, check his history, all right?
And therefore you're suggesting that we ought to all become gay?
No, I'm saying that, you know, it's so contradictory, in my opinion, all right? You know, on one hand, you know, you're denying people their constitutional right and their human rights. On the other hand, all right, okay, you go to you billions of folks around the world. I mean, you know, I mean, the Bible has been translated in I don't know how many different languages. Okay.
Let me weigh in. Let me just say this. I stand on the side. I'm a strong believer. Now, this is the problem. Now, the GLBT, you know, they have every right to have rights as well. But this is how I see it. We are supposed to be believers. And when you're a believer, you're supposed to be set apart. So you're supposed to be an example. So what kind of example am I if I turn my back on somebody who's not perfect? Because I'm not perfect. So this is the thing. And if you want to weigh in the Bible,
for yourself.
No, the perfect one has ascended. No. And then, and the other thing is this. There is many sins in the Bible. So you can't go and select one. Because the Bible says there's no big sin and no small sin. The only people put sin in pockets are men. So if you're, you know, the Bible says that he did make people the same. You know, he made them the way he would have them so they could populate the earth. That's what he said in the word. So you got prostitutes, you got drug dealers, you got people that have sex before marriage. All of those are sins. So are we going to stop serving them? Are we going to stop serving them? Because their sin is the same. It says in the Bible you're not supposed to do it, but they do it. So are you going to stop serving them? That's not right. That's another form of racism. Because we didn't like when we had to sit in the back of the bus and everybody else got to sit in the front. We didn't like when they did that. So this is another form of that. So why would we even support that? Because everybody has to stand in judgment for themselves. We can't stand for them and you can't stand for them. So you can't judge somebody just because the way that they believe. You are supposed to be better than that.
But what's your point here? What side are you on here?
I'm on the side where they should be able to be served.
On the sideline.
No. I didn't say I was on the sideline. I said I'm on the side of right. They should be able to be served. Okay. You don't have to like what they do. You don't have to like what they do. And I'm not saying that they should come in and be flamboyant. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is they have every right to get a cake from you. Like he got to get a cake from you. If a straight person can get a cake from you, they should be able to get a cake from you. There should be no difference in how you treat them because that's not right.
Well, it's the market that sets the whether those people are going to be successful. Nothing else will set that.
I mean, whether they're successful, that's another story. But the point is they should have every right to go in and be served at wherever they need to be served.
I agree.
Regardless to if they're straight or not. It doesn't matter.
Well, and it looks like a flamboyant argument to me. It doesn't have much substance.
No, it's not flamboyant. It's racist. It's discriminatory.
How is it racist?
We're talking about gay rights and rights for GLBT people. They're human beings, okay? And I'm not going to sit here, you know, and qualify these people's constitutional rights. All right, just like you and I and anybody else. You know, we should go and come, and as Jackie was saying, hey, there was a law against discrimination, you know, about sitting in the back of the bus, okay? I would suggest that these businesses that don't want to serve gay, straight, or whatever, stop frequenting them, all right? Take the money from them. Take it from them, okay?
And that's how we'll solve the problem. You ain't gonna solve
No,
it.
that's not going to
Religion.
solve all the
Well,
problem. But you take their income from them. All
Yeah.
right, these businesses, they're going to they're going to change attitudes.
And
but
they
the
shouldn't be.
marketplace will
All
do
right.
that.
But they shouldn't be able to have signs in the window that says that. I think that's
agree.
just that's out of order.
That's going too far.
That's too far. That's
Yeah.
too far.
But please don't call it racism.
It is.
Racism. Do you know what racism? This is racism around.
Whether you're white, black, or any other color.
Okay. Let's qualify it for Mr. Henry. Discrimination.
Thank you.
We'll call it discrimination, and it's what it is. It's discrimination
Okay,
because
thank you.
everybody has a
Discrimination.
discrimination.
I prefer
We're
that,
good. We're good on that.
Yeah, we're
okay.
good.
We might not agree on many things, but we agree on that meaning. Okay. So discrimination, and that's what it is because they have every right to be served like anybody else, and they shouldn't have signs in the window. It's just like repeating history. We had signs in the window. Blacks can't be served. We didn't like the way that felt to us. So why in the world would we support you will not serve anybody that's not straight? That's not right.
I wouldn't do that myself.
But I can't support anybody that would do that. And it doesn't mean that I agree with your act. I agree that you have rights. That's what I'm saying. I don't agree with your act. I agree that you have
can
rights.
live with that.
You can live with that? Okay. Can you
I'm
live?
not highly moved by the argument.
Sure.
Because it doesn't make sense.
It makes sense.
I mean, to do what the argument calls for, the governor's calling.
But see, there's discrimination, black and white, and whatever other hue that you have. All right. Look around. Look at CNN, the newspapers and stuff. I mean, we're surrounded with this foolishness. All right. And to me, it's uncalled for. All right. Here in America or any place else, for that matter.
The thing that we do, we hurt young people who have never been exposed to the history of discrimination like that. And this hits them hard because they don't know what it's like to be discriminated against.
And it's not a good feeling. It's not.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
So
really not.
I have to agree with you on that, but I think that state government should have stayed out of this.
No, I think the federal government should go in there, and federal law supersedes
It does.
states' rights. And I think President Obama, all right, in his Attorney General, all right, whoever that is, right now it's Miss Lynch, but whoever it may be, all right, should go in there and stop it. And stop it right now.
And just like the lady that wouldn't serve the people with the marriage license, this is in Kentucky, and she was praised. Let me just say, as a believer, it's a better way to do things. Mm-hmm. You don't have to cause. If I'm working in a job and I know my job calls for me to do something that's against what I believe in, I would ask to be transferred because I can't infringe my beliefs on other people.
Exactly.
Because they have their rights too. And I don't believe that God is not a person that is in chaos, and he doesn't like, chaotic situations. So I know that as a believer, he teaches us to have peace and, peace and harmony among others. So he would not have me to be causing all of these problems at my job site. He would tell me to do something that will show, okay, I don't agree with this. It's against what I believe in. Can you transfer me to somewhere where I don't have to deal with that directly? It's a better way to do things.
Well, do you think, Ron and Jackie, that is our democratic form of government that allows us to slice everything into minutia so that we don't know where we're going? You have to please everybody. And I don't think that's
You
possible.
can't please everybody.
I don't think it's possible. Now look
Okay.
what we're doing. We're dicing up religion into these finely divided avenues for endless conversation that will never be resolved.
So why upset? Why upset the country with this foolishness?
But that's what I just asked you.
You know what I mean?
think that may be inherent in the democracy itself. Individualism, free will, all of that stuff. Now,
Sure.
At some point, we have to be able to come together and live
Right.
like people. But the democracy looks like it's becoming so picky that it doesn't say very much. It tries to do too many things for too many.
So ambiguous, Mr.
Yeah,
Henry.
that's what I mean. So this thing that the governor passes in these two states doesn't make sense to me.
And I would ask our viewers, you know, if you live in Mississippi, North Carolina, or any other state that you have a governor that signs, you know, this discriminatory acts, don't re-elect him, her, or anybody else that you know that have likewise. I call it an agenda, okay?
Right.
Because
Personal
it poisons people. All right, these people have the same rights as I do, Jackie does, Mr. Hatter does, anybody else, and don't deprive your citizens. You know what I mean? Of you know, of this. You know what's the theme of, you know, of America, land of the free, home of the brave. Okay, well,
also they're losing money because I believe it's North Carolina that's losing the NCAA. They lost big money because
The marketplace will settle this out.
well, that makes sense right there. You know, because they told them we're not coming there with those crazy laws. So why would you?
conventions and everything else.
Yeah, you just
That
said.
will settle it out.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
you just lost, I don't know how much money they lost, but they lost a nice penny with this law. So you have to be careful when you try to infringe your thoughts and beliefs on other people when they have a freedom to believe as they choose to, even though you disagree.
And I have another, you know, moving along, but in the same vein, gender neutral bathrooms have been around for a long time. Why all the hysteria now? Gays, lesbians, bisexuals, and transgender human beings have been around since the beginning of time, and they are not going away. All right, the people are also protected by the Constitution of the United States of America. Homophobia is an irrational fear of aversion to a discrimination against homosexuality or homosexuals. Now, I'm sure we all sitting around this table, all right, have had to use the bathroom, and there perhaps wasn't one available. All right, I speak for myself. I pulled up on exits, and you know what I mean, and the stop signs, and did what I had to do. All right. I've been in grocery stores and supermarkets, signs saying out of order for the men's bathroom. All right. I went into the women's bathroom, knocked first. All right. But what are you going to do?
You didn't invade anybody's privacy either. But if there had been several women in there, you would have been you would have violated the law.
I'd ask him to get out, please hurry up, quick.
But and I'm sure that would be acceptable.
But the hysteria that the news media is throwing out there, oh my God. All right. If a gay, lesbian, a bisexual, or transgender comes in the bathroom, oh my God. You know, they're throwing this fear out, this unfounded fear out there, and they need to stop.
Well, the sad part is, I mean, how many times have you gone to the bathroom with people that you don't know what they are?
Exactly.
And as long as they don't violate you, why does it matter? As long as they don't violate you. Now, when it becomes a situation where they're coming in the bathroom and you're finding situations where they're bothering children and they're bothering, then that's a problem. But don't create a problem when there's no problem. They've been going to the bathroom and doing what they've been doing for years, and it's been okay. So now all of a sudden, you know, you don't want them to go to the bathroom. A lot of times, my mom used to say, oh, well, she says now too, if you cry woof about every little thing, when it really become a problem, nobody's going to listen.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to listen because they're going to say, you've been crying about that forever. Right now, it's not a problem. Kids will show you how to get along. Kids will go to the bathroom, do what they have to do. As long as nobody don't violate them, bother them, or anything like that, it's fine. Now, if you're giving your opinions of how they should live, and you're talking to them, and you're pushing them to your side, that's when you got a problem. But if they're just going to the bathroom, well, what is the problem?
And if you're reaching under them stalls like a couple of them congressmen have done, you know, the airport, all right, meeting folk, that's a problem.
I have a question that I got to ask you guys. I'm afraid to ask it, but I'll ask anyway. When you refer to a transgender like this, what are you referring to? What's the behavior?
It's a man that
It's a man
now
that
acts
feels
as a
like-
woman,
Okay.
and they dress as a woman.
Well, what about the ones that act as a male and are not male?
Bisexual.
Oh, no, I think the new ruling coming out of school districts is that's transgender.
Okay, transgender.
Oh,
How
so
can you-
even
how
if you
can you-
haven't had this, because it
Yeah,
used to be if you
because
had the
it's not
sex change,
No,
it was
but it covers
transgender.
all of those.
Oh, so now you're saying that it's,
There's some misnomers here.
oh, okay.
And we're arguing here in confusion and blindness. If a person is a male and he thinks he's a female, that's okay, because you don't even know.
Exactly.
Right.
You know. So what do? If you think somebody is a transgender, you know, in your bathroom, you're going to say, let me see.
Now, if you are female and you think you're a male, then you use a stall and go in, you're still no privacy violated.
Yeah, nobody knows.
You know.
But I think
What's
it was
wrong
a
with that? That makes too much common
I think
sense,
a
doesn't it?
case was somebody went in the bathroom. They were talking about it on The View. Somebody went in the bathroom and they were arrested because they didn't have ID because the security guard asked them to show ID because they were they consider that butch. When it's a woman that dresses like a man, they consider that a butch. That's what they said. They call that. And she was in the bathroom, and people were upset because she was in the bathroom. So they asked her to show ID. She didn't have any ID, and she was arrested.
Now, did she have all of the other parts of the female
I mean, who's
anatomy?
going to check it?
No, hang on. Now, you can tell. Like I can tell.
Oh, you're expert,
Never
huh?
mind, I'm in front.
Mr. Hatter's the expert.
I don't know if this is
Everybody
working.
knows that Jackie is a female.
Okay.
You think?
No.
Huh?
I'm just saying. How do you know for sure?
Exactly.
How do you know for
Anybody
sure?
looking at the camera can tell where the female is.
No.
No, you can't.
This is what I'm telling you, Henry. Don't
No.
go to Atlanta.
When's the last or San
Oh, come on, you
Francisco?
guys are being
Henry,
Alright.
Henry, people have been fooled. Do you hear me? Because you don't know, Henry. They look real close.
You watch Maury?
Well, I don't have to
They've
look
been on
close to
there,
tell
boy, I'm
you're a
telling you.
female. But you know, and I'm not trying to satirize this conversation, but I do have some confusion about when we say transgender. What are we talking about?
Well, you bring up a very good point because they did talk about it in elementary, and I'm thinking, well, this is a new thing also. Parents are starting to let their children live how they want to be in
Sure.
Yeah.
in kindergarten.
Yeah.
I mean, in elementary.
It's not hidden anymore.
It's not hidden anymore. She said instead of fighting her son that wanted to be a girl, she let her be a girl. And so when she would go to the bathroom, it was a problem because she was considered transgender. So I guess I see what you're saying, because before it used to be you would have to have a total sex change before they consider you, and the other was just gay. So I guess we have changed and we've grown and
Yeah, but there's some confusion that needs to be
Clear.
sorted out.
but they have a what do you
See,
call it?
you could argue either way on this.
Yeah, because what's the
that's
bathroom that they have now? The family bathroom where it has a
Unisex.
girl and a boy?
Yeah.
Go to that one.
If they have them, our places don't.
Many
have
places do.
Well, they're saying now that they're changing the bathrooms.
them. Yeah.
They're changing the bathrooms to accommodate.
You know, that's just to make everybody feel good. The people who.
It's the right thing to do.
Well, maybe that's. But
You know.
people are still going to practice this.
Because I guarantee you, people are going to get sued.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they deny, if they deny that right.
Because they had a security guard, and that's what everybody was saying. Why would you have a security guard at the bathroom in a personal place? How can he prove that you're not? And he asked for the ID. Well, you can have an ID, but you can still be living a different way, so it doesn't matter.
And the thing too, if it's a security guard, whoever it was, they didn't have to show him shit. You know what I mean? What? You
Yeah, well,
understand
he
what I'm
was.
saying?
Well, I think maybe it was a little bit more because they handcuffed her and took her out. Yeah, they handcuffed
Well, they could
her.
have did all that. I mean, security
Oh,
guards
okay.
carry handcuffs, and some of them carry guns, but they are not. In most cases, they are not sworn.
Right.
All right.
Right.
They're not sworn. Okay. I'll move on real quickly here. Do you think transgender females should compete against male athletes?
No, Because regardless of how tough I am, I'll never be a male.
Okay.
And I'll never have the strength of a male. I don't think that's fair.
That's very true. But you know what bothers me most? If you go to the high schools, there's a lot of bullying going on. Do you know who's doing the bullying?
The women. Yeah. I was just telling Ron about the girl that got beat up in the bathroom, 15 years old. Not beat up, she was killed in the bathroom because they had been bullying her, and then somebody just committed suicide. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, society needs to take a step back and restructure that. Because you want your males to be males.
Right.
You want your women to be women.
If they choose.
If they choose.
Okay, but if
Or if God chooses.
well, that's your
Okay, beat me
saying
up.
on that.
I can't beat you up for that. I agree. If God made you, but you live the way you want to live. God made us, human, and a lot of us don't want to live like humans. But my point in this is, I just think that it's not fair. Even though you decide to go to the other side, it's not fair to compete, because I've seen someone just get beat up and they were in a boxing match. It's not fair because, like I said, I could work out all I want to. I can still never have the strength of a man.
But stop and think about all the males who don't live very long because they have these brain concussions and their wives have to take care of them, right? Think about all of the ones that get broken up, their bones and stuff like that be broken up. And the risk that they take in playing football. Once you get injured, you're all done.
I'm going to create a controversy here. Now, Henry, you bringing up, and Jackie, you bringing up God and this and that, whatnot.
Okay.
How do we know that God isn't gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender? How do we know?
I know because he's holy. And he can't be any of those things.
Well,
Yeah.
you're
He's holy and he can't be any of those things.
Well, go ahead.
No, and to piggyback to what you said, even though King James did, but the Lord can use anybody.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
gay,
Absolutely,
straight, whatever,
absolutely.
and that's what he did. He used them to write what he would have them to write.
But I want a moment to comment on this. Now, the definition of God is already established.
empirical, this and that,
Yeah.
whatnot, but
You can't change it.
I'm not trying to.
Okay.
I'm just asking a
You
question.
can't change his behavior either.
Exactly.
You can't make him somebody else who you want to fashion him after.
Some of
It's
those
impossible.
so-called
You've lost
experts
the
want
whole
to do that. Mm-hmm.
concept of Christianity and God or belief. God is the whole concept is that He's defined as unique, omnipotent, omnipresent,
Exactly.
and everywhere
At the same time,
at the same time. And you can, no matter how you look at this,
there's no comparison.
you can't make any sense of doing something else with God.
And with that, we must bring this great conversation to a close. I hope we were informative to our viewers worldwide. This is Ronald B. Robinson and friends saying until next time, stay focused.